Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage. Welcome back to episode 21 of Europa Universalis IV as Venice. Just a quick note that at the time of recording this, we are still using patch 1.14. There is a patch 1.15 that is due out shortly, and it has about 15 pages of patch notes. Most of it is just sort of balance changes and minor fixes. Nothing really should affect our game. One change it does have is it would make it so the Emperor of the HRE gets a massive stab hit for attacking free cities, and also it should help to stop the Emperor from blobbing out. Now that's good and bad. It's good that it stops the Emperor from blobbing out within the HRE because it will slow their sort of size growth down. At the same time though, it means they'll turn their focus outside of the HRE, which could be problematic. So we need to get a little bit stronger before that happens. So a quick recap of what I want to do now, because I've been thinking about this. Obviously I want to attack Ragusa because we went to war with the Ottomans and stopped them from protecting Ragusa. So I could now go and declare war on Ragusa. The problem with that is it would bring Hungary in. Now that's actually not much of a problem because I could probably take Hungary on my own, but I can even get Poland to come in and help me. So that would be an easy war. And I do want to take at least one of these provinces away from Hungary. Ideally, I'd like to take both of them, or even all three of these, but the important ones really is Laika, because I want to connect up my territory. The problem we might have is a coalition. I don't know how much aggressive expansion we've got here. We've got a fair bit with... we've actually got less than I thought we had. We've got a little bit with Savoy. Yeah, we've got a lot less aggressive expansion than I thought. Hungary's going to hate us anyway, so is the Papal State. We could end up with a coalition, though, if we do take too much of that land. The other option, of course, is going to war with the Ottomans. Now, fortunately, at the minute, the Ottomans actually have a alliance with Muscovy, which could make life quite difficult. So I think what we're going to have to do is take this land over here and maybe wait for Muscovy to be busy with something else. Although Muscovy might not necessarily be able to get all the way down here, so they might not be able to help. But consider how much land Muscovy has. That's probably going to be a bit of a problem. We will definitely be taking the Ottomans out at some point, but let's try and grow a little bit in this area if we can. So I think we're going to wait until we've got a little bit more of a... oh, we've got a call to arms already. I was about to say, I think we will wait until we get a bit of a more... What am I even saying? Words just going out of my head. I think what we need to do is wait until this claim is almost finished before we go to war there. But France is actually calling us into a war here to come to the French conquest of Calais against England. And Portugal and Florence are also in this. Are we at full maintenance? And where are my armies? My armies are all over the shop, but they are at full maintenance. So we are going to accept this. Hungary has announced us as a new rival. Obviously, I can't change my rivals while I am at war anyway. I don't have Hungary rivaled. Now, the reason I haven't got Hungary rivaled is because Austria is... well, allied to rival. We're allied to their rival, but if we rival Hungary, then they might stop being our friend. What are our improved relations? 100. We're constantly improving there. Our relations with Austria are definitely going to break down at some point. Now then, the coalition. Savoy is potentially problematic. Can we improve our relations with Savoy any? Got some aggressive expansion with them in a neighbouring heretic religion, but I think we need to go over there and start trying to improve relations with Savoy. In the meantime, Florence, I think we are going to be taking some of your stuff. Now, where are all of my men? How many troops do we have at the moment? 40 of 44. And where are they all? They're all here in my own territory. So, these are the transports and the galleys. So let's get you up here. Let's get all of these troops marched up to Dalmatia, and we'll get them across to the mainland. We could just go over here quickly and help Savoy out with this naval battle. Let's go ahead and unmothball the heavies as well. So we'll get started with those. We've got some lights around somewhere. Not too sure where they are. They're still on patrol. Don't think we're going to run into any of Savoy's ships. There's a few of them. Are you going down there to try and blockade me? Is that your plan? Looks like we're going to be engaging them there anyway. That should go down. It's just one ship. That's fine. So let's get some ships up in this area. I'd like to get the troops across first, actually. Our truce with Milan has ended. What do you have there? You have 3 lights, but you don't have any heavies. Most of those are transports. My transports do need to get fixed, however. But we will go over that. In fact, our lights have just bumped into them. We might lose some lights doing that, but I don't mind that too much. Savoy has just thrown in 4 more lights as well. We are losing a few here. Wow, they've just reinforced that majorly there. They've got a heavy from Portugal. Let's get out of there and we'll come and repair. We'll go back in later on when we have our own heavies. In the meantime... oh, we can just march through there, can we? Well, if we can just march through there, then we will just march through. We are going to take a little bit of attrition. I also need to think about which idea group I am going to take. I was actually thinking about... obviously an admin idea. Going humanist is probably the best for us because we will probably be taking quite a lot of land that is the wrong religion and the wrong culture. So humanist seems best to reduce the chances of an uprising. And that's mainly what I've been having to do recently is run around putting down rebellions. But another thing that could be really useful is going administrative because we could get cheaper mercenaries, cheaper core creation, lower mercenary maintenance, reduced interest, more available mercenaries. I mean, we have been making a lot of use of mercenaries because not only does it help to reduce the amount of manpower that you lose, but also it... right, we don't actually want to go into Venice there. Let's get these armies... Right, let's group them up and split them. So we've got 2 roughly equal armies. So as I was saying, if you lose your own men, you don't actually... if you lose your own men, it costs you manpower, but it also costs you war exhaustion. If you lose mercenaries, mercenaries don't actually cost you any war exhaustion. So losing mercenaries isn't a bad thing. So we might have the opportunity to take a little bit of land from Florence here. They are actually coming in to reinforce that fight, or they're just sitting in our fort with the look of things. So let's allow them to sit there. We're going to go and wipe out this 1 stack because it's nice and easy. They have... what type of terrain is this do we have here? This is this is farmlands. So that's going to be nice and easy. I think what we do... Is there anywhere we can go into that province without actually taking a river crossing? No, not really. Parma, Verona, Ferrara... Yeah, it looks like whichever way we come in from, we're actually going to take a river crossing there. He has a manoeuvre of 4. We're never going to beat that, so we are going to take a river crossing penalty, whichever way we do this. But we do have sort of 2-to-1 numbers, though. So I am just going to sort of just dive in there and take that. France is coming as well. So let's just group up with that. We'll go in as one big massive stack. France are actually coming in to help engage, so... Florence is about to get absolutely wrecked here. So it is possible that France might give us something if we start doing some sieging. Austria's even involved in this on France's side as well. So that's all good stuff. So let's go and move you in here. And what do we want? What sort of fort do we have? We have a fort size 6. Minimum number of full-strength regiments needed to progress the siege. So we want to select our army. Do we have any full-strength regiments? Need some cannons in there. We'll have at least 1 cannon to get the siege bonus. And we'll leave the rest as infantry. Mercenaries. Did they get absolutely stack wiped? They may well have done. Oh, no, they didn't, but they're about to. So let's move you in here to Ferrara. Now, Ferrara is, again, fort level of 6. So we'll select the army. And again, we want the cannon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mercenaries. And let's just go and take some other units and just sort of split off 1 stacks where we can so that we can siege out some of the other provinces. So we'll go here. We'll split off a 1 stack. You can go over there. Can we get anybody down there? Unfortunately not from here. Once we take this fort, we'll be able to. We've actually had a disease outbreak down there, which isn't going to help. Although France are actually going to come in and help there. But yeah, we can move down there, but we can't move into this province, unfortunately. So let's not stand there and suffer an absolute ton of attrition. You can go down there, though, and reinforce that stack. So we've got the Florence Navy down there. Let us go and... Do we want to use the lights? We're making plenty of money. Let's get all the ships out there then. So we'll move all of our ships out here. We'll group them all up for now. And we'll go and blockade Siena over here. We should be fine. Let's group these guys up. This should be an easy war. Whether or not we get anything from it, I do not know. Let's start doing our conversions. Rebel uprising. Milanese separatists. We might be okay. We can invest in a technology, which is Diplotech. We are behind the time. So let's go ahead and grab that, and it'll give us our trade efficiency, which is obviously very useful as Venice. We don't have a mission. Conquer Zagreb. Naval race versus the Ottomans or improve our prestige. Zagreb. I know I've looked this up before, but I never remember where it is. That's actually Hungary. I think we are going to take that mission, because that'll definitely be what I'm doing next. So we'll take that. So we're sieging out these provinces. Obviously, Austria getting some access on some of these other forts, which is a little bit annoying. I can actually march through there now, though. So I'm going to go down and try and take Siena if I can. In fact, what I am going to do is... actually, no, let's just march straight down to Siena. We did just kill a unit there. So again, Siena is a... Why does it never let me click on the right province? This is 6,000 again. So let us detach just what we need. Save attrition. We'll get 1 cannon. We'll take the mercenaries and another 3 more. And then what we can do is... Let's split off some full stacks. You are going to go there. We want the one that doesn't have the cannon in. You're going to split off another infantry who is going to go there. You can't get there either. Okay, that's fine. That is fine. Let's deselect that one, group the rest together. And we'll march back up there. Looks like we're going to be inadvertently moving into that province, but that should be fine. We should win some, if not all, of these sieges. Yeah, we're having to go the long way round to get down to Pisa. That might not be a safe idea. So maybe we'll just leave that. I thought we were actually planning to come down and siege this. That's what I was trying to do. Will we get there before Austria? Yes. Awesome. So, what we want to do here, same again. We'll just check the province to see the siege. This is 9, so we need to leave 9 regiments here because it's the capital. So, again, we'll have the... oh, I didn't mean to hit consolidate there. I've just hit the wrong button. That was a bit stupid. We'll have the 1 cannon, and at least I guess now we've got some full regiments. So we'll just put in 8 full regiments of infantry and move the rest back out. We will be rebuilding some of our army anyway before we go to war with Ragusa, so we can take stuff from them. We do need to keep our eye on this rebel uprising. It's still only at 80%. We've lost a tiny little bit of money, which doesn't make any difference to us at all. What we can do, I guess, is group these guys together, and we can go and put them up into Milan, and it'll help reduce the chance of these Milanese separatists. I have got a siege leader there that I could be using in one of these sieges, but I'd sooner have my leader here in case we do get the Milanese separatists. Is that going to reduce the provincial unrest? Yeah, it's actually made the Milanese separatists go away now. That's good. But we should have control of most of the forts when this fires, so I'm quite happy with that. And this is going to be good for us. We'll be able to start getting our prestige back up again, because heaven knows we really need to do that. So how are these sieges going? We don't have any wall breaches anywhere so far. France are going down to siege Pisa, that's fine. Let's come and just get some easy kills right here. Of course, we are going through Parma, so we will be giving ourselves a little bit of extra attrition. But we might as well wipe these easy stacks out where we can. That's it, Austria. You just go and put your 30k stack on top of France's 30k stack and just give them massive amounts of attrition. There we go. We defeated those. We'll just make sure we move back up to Milan. Are we still getting an uprising in Milan? We are. Is it just separatism or something? What's causing all of that? A little bit of war exhaustion. Yeah, it's mostly separatism. That will go away as time goes on. We've managed to do a conversion. We've done as much as we can with Savoy. Let us go and start converting some of these other provinces now. Some of them are going to take a long, long time. Can we get ourselves... We've already got the national unrest guy, so... Pretty much like to keep him if we can. Morale of navy, spy offence, trade, efficiency. I think we stick with what we've got. Now, we do have some uprising in Razgarib, but I think that's going to be fine. We'll try and convert it as quickly as we can, which is going to take a while, I'll admit. What do we like on force limit since I accidentally consolidated? No, we've still got the full number of units that we had before. Ship cost has gone up a little. What are we short on? We only have 4 cannons. We have some money. We have some of our own manpower. So let's go ahead. And we'll get ourselves 4 cannons. It'll help us with sieges a little bit more now. We've got good income, so there's no reason not to do that. Well, we're about to siege out Parma. Actually, we'll get Ferrara first. There's Ferrara. We're done here. You guys are coming into this province, so... We don't have a leader here, but it's 7-1, so... Even though we take a river crossing and a terrain crossing. Got the siege of Ferrara. That allows Austria to move down. We can't get into there, though, oddly. So let's start moving guys back into our own lands, just so we're not taking massive amounts of attrition where we don't need to be. I guess what we could do is we could split off one unit with the leader. You're going to have our siege leader there. And you can get down and help with that siege. We'll just try and speed it up a little bit more. So Florence is pretty much going to fall completely here. Now, have I set any of this land as land that I want? If I haven't, I really should. So yep, pretty much want all of this land. Venice, well, this should be strategic. I want it. But yeah, we should be able to grab... there seems to be a limit to how much it'll let me grab. Let's go back to that. Can we grab these as well? No, for some reason it won't let me select these. So okay, we might be able to grab some of this stuff. We'll see. We might end up with a load of aggressive expansion that we weren't expecting. They're going to get crushed by the Austrian Navy, so we don't have to worry about that. Admin tech, we definitely want to take this, although we will probably have some coring to do shortly, but it's worth taking. We get a couple of things we can choose. So tolerance, extra tolerance of heretics for extra stability cost. Well, we're already at max stability, so yeah, sure, let's take that. Missionary strength for reduction of tolerance of heretics. Well, we've already got quite high tolerance to heretics. Well, it's not greatly high, but we can increase our missionary strength, which is going to be really, really useful. We are losing some of this here slightly. We should have set this to war, but I don't think... We're not taking enough losses to worry about that. So, yeah, I think we should definitely take that. That'll give us more missionary strength, which will mean we'll do these conversions a lot quicker than we are currently, which ultimately will be more unrest. Will be less unrest. So, you guys are going to group together. I still think the next idea group is probably going to be humanist. That seems like the best thing, but it's going to be a while before we can afford to do that. Let's just group you guys up and just go and get rid of their... troops that think they're going to actually take some of their land back, because that's definitely not going to happen. So, remind me who else was in this war. It was Portugal, wasn't it? Portugal isn't really all that important to me. I'm not even sure that Portugal's getting... Oh, it's England as well. No, Portugal was on our side. I'm confused. What's going on? I'm in a war. So, wow, just look at the size of that. So this is basically all of the green versus all of the red. Even Scotland's in on it. So it's England, Portugal, Would have been nice if we could have taken some of that stuff off Portugal, but maybe it's a little bit too far away from our vassal to be of any use at all right there. But oh well, we'll carry on. We're definitely doing a great job. Just going to force their navy out. And Florence has been pieced out. We've actually been given some land. So Florence will cede Modena and Pisa to Savoy. Florence will cede Ferrara to Venice. Florence will pay 270 ducats to France and its allies, and Venice gets 71 of that, which gives us 0.02 inflation. Cost us 42 diplomatic power. Venice suffers 15.7 aggressive expansion. Not terrible. I'd have preferred not to have any aggressive expansion, but we've got Ferrara, which is a really, really nice province to have. 14 development. Can't afford to core it right now, unfortunately, which is slightly problematic. But I think we're okay there. I think we're doing okay. So let's look at what we've got here. We've got 16 lights. A little bit short. Let's get these guys back to protecting trade in Venice. And we now want to take our heavies. We'll go and put them back in Dalmatia and probably mothball them. And the rest of the fleet can also go and sit again, probably... Actually, you guys go and sit in Dalmatia and we'll take the heavies. The heavies can go and sit in Venice proper. In Venezia. So, we'll move all of our... Oh, there we go. England's pieced out Scotland now. Fine. So, we are still involved in this war, but it's not going to be a huge issue. So we are starting to get a few people in a coalition against us, which is not unexpected. We obviously took quite a bit of aggressive expansion for doing that. So we should be at our force limit now. We'll just wait for that 11k to come in, and I realise I'm going to take quite a bit of attrition here. Papal State is coalitioned us. So we'll group you up, we'll split you in half, and we'll move you on to some coastal area. So what's the coalition map mode looking like? It is literally just the Papal State and Genoa. Maybe they're people that we need to start taking out just to slow them down. So what have we got here? Again, things that mess around with the guilds. So we either get a load of local unrest everywhere, but we get production efficiency. Or we can get trade power. I think the production efficiency is slightly better. Be better when we're not at war, because we won't have to worry too much about the unrest. I still want to attack Ragusa, because we can probably still do that and just bring in Hungary. Which we can. Poland won't currently join, though, because they're in debt. We don't need Poland, though. We've got another idea. Military idea. Increase our available mercenaries that way. Though we are behind on military tech, so I think we are going to save up for that. So let's go ahead and mothball these heavies. The rest of the fleet we don't usually mothball. And as for ships, we're probably a few short. Just a couple. Let's go ahead and get ourselves a couple of light ships. We'll just queue up 2 in Venezia. It'll be nice and quick there. And we still can't core yet, I don't think. Need 131, so a little bit... of admin points to go before we can do that. But that was an unexpected war, but it wasn't a bad war because we did grab ourselves an extra province out of it, and it is one of the provinces we will eventually need. I think at some point now we're going to have to start thinking about taking a chunk potentially out of the Papal States, which we could do. I mean, they are technically allied with Castile and Portugal. We're already at war with Portugal. Genoa would come in as well because they are part of the coalition. What about if we just attacked Genoa? Genoa are allied with Florence and the Papal State. So we could actually do that. We could just attack... we could attack Florence. Sorry, we could attack Genoa and bring in the Papal State. We could probably even vassalize Genoa. But I'm looking at this as a way to try and attack the Papal State. Am I rivaled with the Papal State? No, that's a little bit of a shame. So I can't really do too much against them, but we could sort of knock them out of the coalition. So I could just take money from them or something. But that will be something for another video. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you're still enjoying EU4. I'll see you next time. Until then, goodbye for now.